Paulina.
Hi, Justine.
How are you today?
Very good, thank you.
So what brings you in today? What kind of change are you going to be talking about today?
So for today, I really wanted to focus in on two different changes that I want to approach. So the first one is staying consistent in my fitness schedule. So that's like lifting and like doing like cardio and such. And then the second change is social media. So I have like a fitness Instagram.
Yes.
And I've kind of like been on and off about it just because it's been kind of like hard to keep up with.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's start with your fitness goals. What about your fitness goals right now do you think is causing it to be inconsistent?
So I am interning at Equinox right now, and for the experience part of it, I need to shadow trainers and also train with them.
Okay.
So before each training session, they ask me like, what do you want to work on?
Yeah.
So I pretty much always say like full body, and I do that because I really want to see what the trainer has in store for me as a client.
Right.
So I don't want to just say like, let's work on like legs,
because
then I won't get any experience with like the upper body training. And then I pretty much tell them like split it up into like strength/endurance, like doing like some type of like cardio within the training. But I've noticed that just training with the client, the trainers there has like left me feeling very inconsistent, like with my own like goals. So for instance, like let's say Monday, Wednesday, I trained with the trainer and I'm like extremely sore.
Right.
So then I can't keep like consistent with my own schedule. For instance, if I had scheduled like a strength day the next day, like I wouldn't be able to do it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying that what you're doing at Equinox isn't really what you are actually doing, like training on your own.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Like it's still like really like good experience and stuff, and like that's like what I need to be doing.
Right.
But I think like a way that I could change it is to tell the trainers like my own goals.
Yeah.
So just like focusing in on like, hey, like tomorrow is a leg day. So like I guess I'm just gonna have to like tell them like a more like focused like training session together.
So as of right now, you're kind of just like following what they're saying. Like if they want to focus on this, you're like, okay, that's cool. And then say you're working on that same thing the next day, and it's like, oh, I can't do that anymore.
Exactly, and it sucks. Like for instance, like one time I trained with a trainer, and like for the last 30 minutes we did boxing, and like I had already like boxed like 2 days like before that session, so like I was already feeling like super sore.
Right.
So that wasn't like exactly what I wanted to work on with him, but like at the same time I had like never like boxed with like a trainer before a one-on-one. So like I still got the experience, but like for my body I was just like feeling extremely sore. Right. Yeah.
Are there currently ways in which you're trying to like create that consistency like between what you're doing and what you're doing at Equinox?
Yeah, so I do like keep like a log kind of where like I know like which days are like my cardio days and like what other days are my pure like strength and like lifting sessions. But I think I could do something like more consistent like to keep me on track. Yeah.
Other than like telling the trainers at Equinox that like what you are like what your goals and like what you're training on, like what other actions are you like willing to take to again create that consistency that you're wanting?
I think I do take like group fitness classes there, so like staying like consistent with those will help me stay on track. It's also hard with group fitness because you never know what you're gonna get when you walk into a class there. For instance, like one day they'll be like very heavy with like lower body, and other days it'll just be like more like endurance. So I think, kind of like spacing it out evenly. If I know like that day I'm doing like group fitness, to like maybe not schedule a training session with a trainer. So like spreading it out and then just leaving time for myself to do like my own workout. Yeah. So I think that's like one other way that I could, stay consistent.
Well, yeah, it does seem that like you are fully like aware of like what you want to do and like what you're needing to do at Equinox. Hold on, pause. I think this is annoying. I don't know if that's me.
Yeah, I was like, is that my phone? Hold on. No.
Okay. So you seem like you know what you want to do, and like you seem to have different plans of action in like accomplishing what you want to change. So saying that, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you to create this change or, like, go about doing this change? Like, 1 being not really, like, you're okay with it right now, and, like, 10 being, like, it's really important to you.
Okay, so probably a 7 right now.
Okay.
Probably a 7.
So what makes you a 7 and not a 10?
A 7 because, like, it's, like, this sucks about, like, my personality is, like, I never know what I, like, really want. Right. So my fitness goals have always just been, like, oh my god, just like a puzzle. Like I can never really like put it together. So like I had a phase where like literally at the beginning of like health coaching, I was talking about like bodybuilding, like boom, boom, boom. This is like what I want to do. Like I definitely know. And like the more like research I did, and the more like my schedule just like blew up on me. Like I just got like very busy this semester. Like I didn't really like know. So yeah, like my inability to kind of like find that like ultimate like goal to work towards has like me feeling like a 7 right now.
Right.
And like a 10, I don't know, like I do want to be at a 10, but like a 7 is like safe to say for right now. I'm just very like I don't know where to go.
That's good. Well, at least it seems like you're very self-aware. Like you know like what is causing you to be at that certain stage of like a 7 rather than a 10.
Right.
Other than the trainers at Equinox and like what your own schedule is, are there like other outside factors that you think is causing this inconsistency in like your fitness?
Yeah, so aside from like being like an intern, like a full-time student, all that stuff, I am like a personal trainer and I teach group fitness. So I think being a teacher, like I'm putting like a lot of energy into those classes. So literally, like, some days I don't even feel like being, like, at the gym. Like, I don't, like, I'll go outside instead or, like, do something different with my workout. So I think, you know, that factor plays a lot into my inconsistency because at some point, like, your body it's being overworked, especially as, like, and a personal trainer, too. Like, I'm standing with my clients and, like, you know, demonstrating being, like, very active. So I think that plays a huge factor in my schedule.
I mean, you're being a trainer, so you're like a teacher, and then at the same time you're going to Equinox and you're like a student. So you're getting burnt out like both ways. So again, that's very good that you're aware of that and like you know, at least it seems like you have the strength in yourself to be able to be a teacher and like be a student as well. And then you're also able to recognize that there's still like a discrepancy. I guess on a scale from 1 to 10, aside from like being super motivated, how important do you think this is other than to your fitness? Like, do you think this is important to like your overall well-being and like just like in general, like considering like school, family, fitness, and everything?
Okay. Yeah. So I think an 8. For importance.
Okay.
So like yeah. So I think it's better for like me personally because when I feel like I have like my things together, you know, like my act together, then I feel successful and that like I'm going like in the right direction. And then I feel like more fulfilled. Like, okay, like I can see progress. Even keeping like a consistent like sleep schedule, like eating schedule, fitness schedule, like you'll see those like slight changes like on a daily basis. And then like the broader scope, like setting like those goals, because like eventually like I just want to like feel good and look good. I don't necessarily like want to be like a certain weight or like a certain like image right now. Like it's more of like confidence and like how like I feel.
100%. So pause, I'm gonna check the time. Pause. Oh, we're at 20 minutes.
Are we? It says 10 minutes on there.
Oh shit. Oh, it is 10 minutes, not 20 minutes. It's counting down. So I guess I can summarize before we move on to your other change. So like you said, you're being consistent with your fitness goals. You just want to be confident about yourself. And you, again, are fully aware that there's an imbalance between what you want to do for yourself and then what you're achieving at Equinox. But it does seem like you're benefiting from both. Again, you're being a teacher, you're a personal trainer, and you're also teaching group fitness classes. And then again, you're going to Equinox and you're partaking in those personal training sessions and also partaking in those group fitness classes. So it does seem like you, again, are fully motivated and this is a very important goal for you. And hold on, pause.
You're right. I mean, all those things are right. Yeah.
Because it's only 10 minutes. And then we could talk about the other. We could talk about the other for a long time. Fine. But yeah, like, am I right? Like, it's all about just being good about yourself, and that as long as you're fully aware and that you have the plan of action that you want to take to achieve the change that you want to achieve.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I feel like I have everything set out for me. It's just a matter of, like, now putting that puzzle together, you know, just like making it like flow, because like on days where like I feel like extremely tired and like I have like all these things on my plate, like that's when I feel like it's inconsistent, but I'm still like keeping up with like my fitness schedule and stuff like that, but like it just feels like it's not right because it's not what I'm like used to doing, you know, and like it's just weird because like every single like personal trainer does like a session like differently, so that just like throws me off sometimes, so I just have to like hone in and like see how I can just change my schedule a little bit more. Yeah,
that's good. So kind of switching gears, but again with your fitness goals, talk about more of like what you mean, like how that connects with your social media page.
Okay, so I'll take you back to like my social media of like fitness. So I started this first account. It was called Paula Fitness World, and that was like literally like such a train wreck. I was like still like a sophomore in college, so like super young. That was my first page for just like fitness. So I would post like daily posts about like food, anything from like food, different like fitness like poses and like workouts to just like my journey in general. And like I had like a decent following, like it was not a lot, like I shouldn't say decent, it was just like but it was like more for like myself if anything. And like I don't know what like triggered this, but like one day I was like, I hate this, you know, like I was just like, oh my god, like I hate my feed, even though like people were giving me like good feedback, like oh like it looks good, blah blah blah, but like I just wasn't like confident enough to like keep it going, you know. So then I like stopped using it, just because like also like things got busy, you know, and I was just like, okay, like I'm just spending way too much time on social media. So like I stopped using it. And then about maybe like half a year later, like I went back to the fitness Instagram because like I saw some of my friends were like starting the fitness Instagram, and at this point I was like a junior in college, so like I was already at UIC at this point. And it was like nice to see like all the like kinesiology, like people are like very interested in like fitness overall, and they're like following like all these people. And I'm like, okay, like why not? Like let me just like start it back up, you know? And like so for the new year, like it was my goal, like, okay, like we're gonna do this again. So from Paula Fitness World, like I had like deleted all the posts, like, but I still like kept it going. So like I still had like the same like followers and stuff, but now I was just gonna switch the account. So I changed the name to My Trainer PK. That's what it was. So this is the second one. And I like started like posting like a lot, just like about, I don't know, it was more personal this time. And I had like recently gotten like hired at this one gym. It was called Vaunt Fitness, and I would like post about like my classes, like progress and stuff, and it was a lot of fun. But same thing, I started like running into issues with like time. I would like spend a lot of time on social media, and two, like I have like this like OCD thing where like if I don't like my feed, I'll start deleting pictures, and like if it doesn't flow, I'm just like, oh my god, this looks unprofessional. Like I have to like, you know, like start clearing my feed. So that was just like very hard because I'm just like, like I want to post really like professional pictures, but like I don't have like the resources for it. Like sure, like I have like a nice phone and stuff, but like this looks so bad, like in my opinion. So I don't know, I was leaving Vaunt Fitness, so then I got very discouraged because I was like, half my feed is like about this gym, you know, like me working there, like me working with my clients, my classes. So then I was like, shit, like I have to start over.
Yeah.
And like I really like shouldn't have like deleted like all that content.
Yeah.
Cause like, and I've talked to like many people about this like problem, you know, like me not like staying consistent with it. And they're like, don't like stop deleting stuff because like people love to see like progressions, you know, like they love to see like, okay, like you started at like this level, like as like a fitness professional, and then like you've like grown and like your following has grown too. So I did delete everything, and I was like, oh my god, like now I have to like start over. I still like kept the account running, but then once again I took a break. During that time I was like trying to like think of a name for like, you know, eventually like a new like fitness account. And then, so like now I have my third account, like it's still the same following, and it's Paulina K Fitness, and like my posts are like whatever, but like recently I did it again. I like deleted like so many photos because like I like personally like would repost a lot of pictures like of, you know, like my inspiration, like foods that like looked good, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, this is perfect. And then like, I don't know, like it's just something about social media that like makes me very obsessive and like kind of like hate myself sometimes. So like you'd be like scrolling your feed and like you would see like these like super fit girls or like super fit guys and like these crazy fitness videos that I'm like, these movements literally like don't even make sense. Like how are these people, how do they have such a big following? When like literally like if you look deeper into their Instagram, it's very like shallow, you know? It's not like reaching out to the people, it's like their Instagram is like all about themselves. So like my feed like discouraged me in a way, and I think that's like why like I was starting to like lean off of posting like more like personal stuff, you know? And like sure, like I still get like people like talking like, oh, like I really like enjoyed your posts, like, you know, like, do you have tips about that and that, like this and that? And of course, like, I'm so willing to help. I'm like, yeah, of course, like, here are like some like articles or whatever, like where I like love to, you know, get my information from. But so for me, like literally, like I don't know what it is, but the consistency with like keeping up with social media like drives me nuts because like I see like straight through like, I'm just gonna say it, like the bullshit of social media and like portraying yourself as this like perfect image. And like for me, like that was like really hard to get over because like personally, like I know some people who, for instance, like have like a really big following on Instagram, but like the way that they portray themselves isn't necessarily like who they are as a person. So for me, like I don't know, I was just trying to be like very like transparent through my account, but I felt so vulnerable and like I don't know. For me, like, it just, like, wasn't worth it at that point to, like, keep going with it.
I see.
Yeah. That was just a lot of information.
Yeah, that's really good. So, do you think that because of all those Instagram accounts, like, fitness accounts, because of how they portray themselves, like, you've said it's causing you to feel vulnerable and, like, feel discouraged. Why do you think you keep, I don't know, like being consistent, like changing, even though you're fully aware of like what you don't want your account to be like, and you know how you want it to be like, but you're still finding yourself being discouraged despite having like all this experience that you've already talked about. Why do you think that is? Even though that like you know of like all, I guess, the negative things, and like you know what you don't want to portray to other people. I guess to question it to word it a different way, as of right now, do you think that you will find yourself changing it again, like deleting everything and like creating another account as of right now?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure because like I talked about it like before, just being like super iffy about, you know, like where do I go from here?
Yeah.
Because like at this point, like I really like don't find the need to like delete everything again because like I do like feel like my posts are like worthy of like reading or just like, you know, just like looking at and like I don't know. Yeah. So I think what's like driving me like away from the whole social media is like the time aspect and like the obsessiveness about it because I felt that even like during my workout, I was like thinking about like posting on Instagram, or like I was thinking about like how I would like dress and like look going to the gym so I can take like a good video or a good picture, or like think of like something to like post on social media. And like that was like really distracting for me. You know? And like wherever I was, like even at like a cafe, I'm like, okay, like should I like post something right now? Like should I like take a picture of this and then like post it, or like what time should I be doing this at to get like the most amount of likes? Or so like for me, I felt like I had so much more on my plate than like I already had. So like I think that just like kind of like overwhelmed me. And two, like I would get sucked into like scrolling through and like seeing these accounts that have like millions of followers and trying to like be a certain way. Like it was just influencing me, I think, in the wrong way.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So like with like you said about timing, like overall is a thing where, like you said, you don't know when to post, and is it like, you don't know like when you should be working out or like stuff like that? Is that?
Yeah, so what I meant by that was like timing, as in like it would take me a long time to like think of the next post, and I was like consistently and constantly thinking about like the next time to post, and like what the picture was going to be, or like what the video was going to be, and like what my caption, like what the theme of the day basically was going to be. So it was like constantly like I was on my phone, like researching like different things. For instance, like one time I was like, my post was about like nutrition. So like, you know, like I did my research, and then like I like, you know, came up with something, did like a nice photo, and then like posted about nutrition. The next time was like about like, I don't know, confidence. So like, you know, getting in like my inspiration for the confidence post. Like, so each post, like I'm spending at least like an hour or two to get the content, to get the picture, to get, you know, a caption that's like gonna bring someone in and like lock them into your account. So I think too, like I'm a perfectionist. So, and like the OCD thing too is really bad, because you want, you know, you obviously want to post like your best content like all the time, like no matter what. So it was just like I would be spending a lot of time and then constantly like thinking about it. So like that was like driving me nuts to a point.
So you do feel that like being like having this account is like taking over more than it should be?
Yeah, it's crazy. And like I had like recently like told like Jacob, my boyfriend, because like he's been like one person that has like helped me through everything. And like I've shared like my struggle and like my like wanting to like change this thing, and he's like, and I had like stopped posting now like on that account, like after like deleting like some of the photos, I stopped posting. It's been like around, I think even like a month. No, it's been like, I think 3 weeks
since you posted.
Since I posted, 2 to 3 weeks, something like that. And he's like, "How do you feel?" And I'm like, "I feel great," you know, because like I'm not like always on my phone.
You're not overwhelmed. You don't have that stress that you.
I don't have that stress, and like I don't have to worry about like, oh, I have to like post, you know, all the time. So like I have like more followers. You know, so like life's been like a little bit easier. But like the thing that I'm struggling with is like building my business as like a personal trainer. So then like if I have clients that are like very interested of like what I'm doing, and like obviously like I'll be like their personal trainer. Yeah, exactly. So like I want to be like posting like content to like build up my clientele in like a positive way. So that's why like I'm keeping the account open, but like and like Jacob and I like talked about this, like maybe just posting like once every 3 days or like once a week, something like small but like meaningful.
Exactly.
But like not like the everyday bullshit, because like that takes up too much time.
No, 100%. Like that's a really good plan of action to take, because then you have time for yourself, for your job, for your internship, and for school and everything else. Because, like you said, having to post every day before is taking up a lot of your time that you need for other things. And that was definitely giving you like the stress that you don't want.
Anxiety even.
Exactly.
It was crazy.
And that's good that you have someone to talk to about it, and that they were able to, I guess, successfully like help you out and like tell you like a plan of like you can still have the account and post what you feel is important to you and like what you want to do, but then at the same time not have it be something that is a huge part of your life, and it really shouldn't be, even though it is. Like, that's how you're portraying yourself. But then at the same time, you don't want to be, I guess, over portraying yourself. In that, like you said, you don't have to post every day. Like, like you said, a meaningful post that like will stick with someone as they read, and like will be willing to wait for your next one.
Exactly. You know? You're right.
And other than your boyfriend, you said that you've talked to other people about this struggle, and like you said, you're still a perfectionist and like you're OCD, and that's how you are. Do you still like positively take in the advice that people are giving you, and still kind of like consider that while you're like posting and like deciding what to post?
Of course, yeah. So, I mean, like my family, obviously, they're like, keep the account open. Like, literally, like, it's just going to help you, like, building your business and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then for, like, other people that, like the content, it's because they're interested about, like, learning, like, more about fitness. So it's not, like, my profile is not, like, aesthetics. Like, I'm not showing off my body, like, my progress. I don't feel the need to do that at all. Because for me personally, like, when I see, like, progress photos, I'm like, that is bullshit, because it's all depending like on like the angle of the camera, like what you're wearing, everything like that. And like I feel like social media like twists it all anyways. Like half of what you see isn't reality.
Right.
So like for my profile, like it's more like educating but like motivating at the same time.
Yeah.
Even though like a lot of my pictures are just like photos of me, it's just different. It's not meant to be like, hey, like, I lost 30 pounds in, like, 2 months. You can do it, too. It's not like that, you know? So, yeah.
Hold on, I'm going to pause and turn the lights on.
Okay. Pause. Oh, there we go.
That was weird.
4 minutes left.
But, yes, I understand where you're coming from. Again, that's good that you're self-aware about, like, what your issue is and, like, what you want, what you think you shouldn't be posting, and like what you want to be posting. So on a scale of like 1 to 10, like you've said that this is an important thing to you, like how you want to portray yourself and like your business as a personal trainer. So just to say, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how like important is this to you to like cause this change, like have this change and be consistent in everything fitness, I guess?
Okay, so probably an 8.
Okay.
Because like I was talking like before about like being consistent like with fitness.
Yeah.
It's like just being consistent like in my life with like whatever I'm doing. So like keeping like good grades, like keeping my social media accounts obviously like up to date. Because like I feel like obviously with like the fitness one that's important. Even though I like only be posting like once a week, that's still something. That's still showing like that like I'm caring about like my account or whatever.
Yeah.
And then just with like social life or whatever, like that's important obviously to stay like consistent with that. So I think an 8 because like it's what I love to do. And like I feel like if I'm like neglecting it like that, it like affects me, you know, like it affects like my mood, it affects how like I act about like fitness or talk about it. So it's just gonna help me in the end too to kind of just
good. 8 is a high number. That's good. Why, like I guess the positive things, like why do you think you're an 8 and I don't know, like not like a 3? Like, what are the reasons as to why you think so highly of, like, the change that you want?
So, I mean, like, in the future, I know that, like, fitness is, like, always going to be, like, a part of my life. So, I think that's why it's such a high number. It's because, like, I've been doing this for a long time. And, like, I've seen, like, the industry change. Like, I'm talking like I'm 50 years old right now. But, like, seriously, I've been teaching since I was, like, 16, 17. So, I mean, and I've, like, dealt with, like, a lot of people. So I feel like just having that experience, I can just, like, reach out to so many, like, more people than just, like, you know, those, like, 20-year-olds who just, like, want to look fit and, like, think, like, that just care about aesthetics. So I think I have, like, more to offer than, like, a lot of people do just because, like, of my experience, just, like, how I, like, grew up in the fitness industry.
Yeah. That's good that like you had all that experience, and you, even though you said you're speaking like you're older than you are, you do have that experience, and so like you are aware of what really is important and what you think people should know when it comes to fitness, and they shouldn't be looking at the portrayal of it on social media. but you do find like social media as an important part of like being a personal trainer, like building a business.
Yeah, and I think it's like such like a good like okay, so like I probably like seem like such a pessimist, like saying like that like social media is like, you know, shit, and it like which like in some, you know, spectrum, like it is really bad. But like social media is great for like reaching out to those people who like don't necessarily have a personal trainer or like don't have that motivation around them. So like they have like their phone and like, you know, they're scrolling through like, you know, Instagram, and like they might see like my post and like all of a sudden be like, okay, like I'm motivated, or like I should probably like think about this more, or something like that. So like I think it is like a very positive thing, and I should keep going with it. So
100%. Like you should totally continue to do what you're doing right now and achieve that change that you want to do. Like be consistent. Portray what you want to portray as yourself, because that's going to be you when you're personal training someone. Like you want to know, you want them to know who you are, not simply what they think fitness is, like as a stereotype. Like even though you are engaged in this fitness type world, you want to be able to still be like yourself and not portray something that you're not.
Exactly.
So thank you, Paulina.
Thanks,
for
Justine.
telling me what you want to change.
Yeah.
And good luck with everything.
Thanks so much.
Cool.